Hi, teachers and staff. This brief training is going to really highlight Lumio's game-based activity section and how you can make any slideshow really more interactive and engaging with Lumio's game-based activities. It is recommended, though, that you get a better understanding of Lumio first. So if you need a better refresher of Lumio and kind of what it offers, I would first recommend using some of those points in your choice-based training to highlight some of Lumio's features. But for the rest of us, what I want to do is I want to just go into any lesson that we're looking at, and I'm just going to press edit. And I want to show you where the game-based activities are highlighted. Game-based activities have to be added from your laptop. They cannot be added in the moment from a slideshow on your smartboard itself. So if I go into my little plus section down at the bottom, here's where my game-based activities are. There are 12 of them. There's fill in the blank, flip out, game show, label reveal, and so on and so forth. Each one of them offers a different type of engaging activity for students, and these activities could be done in a self-paced model or as a model where students are all doing it together with you as well directly from your board. It just depends on how you wish to get things done for your students. Now, if you're in a primary classroom or just a class where you haven't gotten a chance yet to connect students to Lumio yet using their student devices, I'd highly recommend doing it. But even if you don't yet have that, or you just want to do something where you're doing it as a class and student devices aren't connected, you can still bring in just about any game-based activity with the exception of Monster Quiz and Team Quiz. Those student devices are needed in order to run the activity, and they're really, really fun. But if, for example, I just want to do a flip out and it's being run from my board, it could bring engagement level up a little bit because students have an opportunity to go up to the board and manipulate something and kind of bring them back into the lesson. So regardless of whether you have student devices connected or not, game-based activity templates could be a really great resource for you. If you press on the little teacher hat, it will give you a preview of what the activity looks like, and then it can give you the option to select the activity or X out. So just as an example, rank order could also be sequence of events, if we're thinking about that one. And to give you one other one, match them up to one of my favorites, where we're sorting up those two different pieces to see if they match, and then they check them at the end to see how many they got correct. All of these different games, too, can be rerun multiple times. So if students are working on them, let's say in an independent station, if you sent it out to them and they have the opportunity to work at student paced, they could run it as many times as they want before they move on to the next slide to get more practice. Just to highlight a few other things on here, super sort, match them up, and rank order. So we've got match them up, rank order, and where's super sort? Down here. Those three allow for more student data collection after students have completed the activity, to where you'll actually get a chance to see some real-time data of how students did, and it even goes down to the individual student to show this student understands this topic, this student needs a little bit more help with that. So those three offer more formative assessment data in those activities if you're interested in assigning those out to students. So that would be if they had their student devices connected. One other one that I wanted to highlight as a review game would be Game Show. That could be one that you're just running from your board and students are on two different teams working together, maybe answering questions as a team on whiteboards and then sharing those responses with you to see if they get the question correct. So that could be a fun one as well. But there really are numerous ways of using all the different activities in an independent, self-paced way, and then also as a whole group too. So it really just depends on what you're looking for in your lessons. Now, I did want to show you all firsthand the student dashboard for Supersort, Match 'em Up, and Rank Order, the three that allow for more student data after they've completed the activity. Even after the activity is done, students have gone home, it's a week later, whatever it is, all that I have to do is go back into the activity that students were in, whether I shared that student link with them, I could share the link right here and send this student link out if students are working independently, or if they were all doing it with me as a class, all that I have to do is press start, and I need to go back to the slide that they were in. So for example, I had a super sort on slide 9. As soon as I press it, you can see now I have two different options. In this section, I can open up this dashboard and I can see progress in real time of how many students completed this and how many are still in progress. But if I go over to student progress, this is where I'll be able to see all of the students' names as well as how they did. So for example, this student took 2 minutes and 24 seconds and got all of these questions correct on the first attempt. So that is really, really great data for me to see how they did. To my knowledge, it only scores the first attempt. So students are going to maybe potentially restart or try again. It may not show that data, but on the first attempt, it gives you a great formative assessment of how students are doing. On the other hand, it looks like Kevin didn't finish this activity. He wasn't able to finish the supersort in time, let's say. So this gives us a great opportunity to really go even further in depth. And I can also see what the activity looked like for students. Now, if you're wondering, can I print out specific student work that has been completed? The long answer is yes. The short answer directly from Lumio is no. But I could take a screenshot of this page of Riley's responses just by either pressing the Windows button and print screen on my computer, or I could do a snip and sketch as well and just kind of highlight the student's work and take a screenshot of that and save that to my computer if I'm going to show that during conferences or something like that. Now, there's two ways to go about really making a game, right? Because that's one thing that we haven't yet talked about. I can bring a game into any slideshow, even if it's one that I've already worked on or one that I just brought in today or Google Slides. So if I brought in, for example, here's Google Slides that I just brought in today from my Google Drive. If I go to edit, in between slide 4 and 5, let's say I want to add in a game-based activity, I can. And I can just use the template and create it myself if I wanted to. So in rank order, if I have something specific that I want students to do, I could enter the text for each of those things, right? I could even add in a picture. I could also search, so I don't know, directly from Bing, and I can import that picture in to give students a visual of that as well. So it really is up to you on how you want to do that. You can set your ranking labels, for example, in this one. And you can also check answers when prompted, don't check, or instantly. It just depends. It's up to you. Once you've got all those pieces, you choose your theme, and then you're ready to go and it's finished. And I can preview what that activity looks like if I need to make any changes to my rank order, right? So that's the, I guess, longer way of creating a game. Because if you have something specific, there may not be anything in the Lumio library for that activity already pre-made. However, if you're just looking for flash facts or something like that, odds are that there's already something in the Lumio library that's been created, so why reinvent the wheel? So if I search flash facts for 3rd grade, just as a quick example, I'm probably going to see quite a few opportunities to use things that are already pre-made. So we've got multiplication and division facts that are already here. So I can take a look and see what that looks like. So I'm matching the multiplication and division fact, it looks like, just as a quick example. So I could search the Lumio library and see if there's a resource already made for me. Here's another one, multiplication fact families. So there's lots of different opportunities to use what has already been made rather than having to reinvent the wheel. And I could even pull something from my Lumio library directly into a lesson that I've already created. If I just go to edit, and instead of going to that plus button and going to game-based activities, if I bring it in from the Lumio library, I just have to go to import resource and pull it from my Lumio library. And now I can pull in something else like this addition facts. Let's say I pulled that in from the library, pull this game in to my already made slideshow. And there it is in between slide 4 and 5. Now, in order to complete this little mini PD and gain your 1 point, what you're going to do is I want for you, whether it's creating the game-based activity yourself or finding one from Lumio library, and remember, you can edit that too. So that addition facts piece that I had right here, I could edit this, and I pulled this right in from the Lumio library, but I could still edit the activity and change out some of the numbers, the equations, add in category names, add in images, all that stuff can be edited, even though I pulled it right in from the Lumio library. Once you have your game-based activity set up the way you want to use it, maybe for your students in the upcoming weeks or months, press those 3 dots on the activity and share that link with me as a student link. That is your final little mini assignment in Google Classroom that you'll have to submit to me to gain this 1 point. So once you copy that, toss it into your Google Classroom assignment, and then I'll check it out and give you some feedback on what that activity looks like on the student's end. Thanks so much for checking out this mini PD. We'll see you in the next one.